Hello, everybody. I would like to do a Maul Shadow Lord Legend episodes 7 and 8 review. And so far, I'm really enjoying the show. It's super dark, so it has all that going on. And I think a lot of fans are probably enjoying the darkness of the show and everything, but I still don't love any of the characters. You don't feel like you did with the Clone Wars. You had your favorite characters. You don't feel like with um, Rebels or the Bad Batch, like you really had these characters that you cared for. There's like nobody that you feel that way yet with. I don't know if they're gonna really humanize or make you like one of the characters, if you will. I don't know, but it's maybe because there's a lot of anti-heroes in it and it's dark. But I thought that kind of with the anti-hero about the Bad Batch, and you still started to really care for the characters. There was this bond between Omega and the clone, the Bad Batch, and you just don't really have that. There's a young boy in it and a Jedi, a young girl, but you don't like. I don't know. You feel like maybe their intentions could be bad too. Maybe something bad. They'll do something bad, or like you don't know really much about them. There's not really a backstory to it. Like there was a whole backstory, even with Kanan was in the first Bad Batch episode. So, and there was a whole backstory with, I don't know, they gave you more of a backstory with the rebels. That's my one like flaw with the show. Other than that, I'm really enjoying the darkness of the show, and they just I would say like out of the two episodes, 7 and 8, 7 was kind of the setup, and 8 was kind of the big money episode that I was like, wow, that's the one I was waiting for. And then it ended with reference to Kira, and or not Kira, but the guy that was running Crimson Dawn in Solo. So I don't know if this is before Solo, or is this Kira calling at the end of calling Darth Maul at the end of Solo? Is this that time frame? I'm not exactly sure, but it's pretty cool that they threw that in there. That little Dryden Voss, I think his name was, that he supposedly is calling Darth Maul, but it might be Kira at the end. We'll see in the next episode, I guess, if they even show it. But yeah, so that I do really enjoy it. Do feel like maybe the characters aren't as likable yet. You don't really feel like this connection to the characters, unless some stories give you where the villain is the character you care about. Maybe we start to care about Maul. Also, another really cool aspect of episode 8, they had him kind of having these visions of his life as he's walking through this like sandstorm, so to speak, in a tunnel. And I thought that was really cool how they did that. And it was like very visually stunning. I like that. And obviously the end with Dryden Voss and the connection to Solo and Crimson Dawn was really cool. So I really dig that. I really like that. And but one thing that like strikes me, and it happens with all of these newer Disney versions of these stories, and I love all of the Star Wars TV and movies to different you know I like them all differently. And it really depends on what mood I'm in, what I want to watch. But like, why in all these old trilogy storylines do we have troop transports from the Clone Wars? We never saw those in the old trilogy. Why is that? Is it just that it never? I mean, obviously there was, Lucas didn't know he was going to make the stories when he did and how he did, but I just find it interesting. That there are troop transports like throughout the old trilogy era of storytelling in the Disney timeline that the clone troopers used to ride in back in the days of the old Republic or the Republic. Um, but it that's kind of interesting to me how that how like and I guess they kind of phase out the coloring on them or change them more to more industrial looking, more empire looking ships. So that's kind of cool how they do that. But yeah, I always found that interesting. So as a whole, yeah, I really enjoying the show. But like I said, not really caring for the characters that much. Don't really have that connection with anybody yet. It's not like where you liked Omega, where you liked the in that one, and in Bad Batch, or where you liked the Bad Batch, or in Rebels, you like tons of characters you really liked, or in Clone Wars, there are tons of characters you really liked. Like, there's not really that going on yet, and I'm hoping if this gets like multiple seasons, depending on how it's doing ratings wise, that it will if that'll happen. And another thing, soon, Mandalorian and Grogu is coming out, and I really can't wait for that. So this is a nice little segue into that. I don't know if this show is going to end in March, so we're gonna have this show end, and then we're gonna have Mandalorian Grogu, I think, on the 22nd of May. So that's kind of a nice segue into that. So, yeah, I don't want to rate the episodes, but I really did enjoy them, especially episode 8. I think the second episode. What they do is like every Monday, any time of day, I think starting at like 3 a.m., you could watch the episodes, but they give you two. They give you like 2 episodes to start out with. So I think that's pretty cool in itself that they let you do that. So anyway, that's gonna be it, guys. I really, really enjoyed it. I think I made it clear I'm not too connected to any of the characters or anything, but I do enjoy the show, and it's definitely a fun show. It's definitely dark, and I like the connections to all the different shows. So thank you very much, everybody. Have a great, great day, and may the force be with you. God bless, and live long and prosper. Oh, and if you like what you see from my channel, please like and subscribe and hit that notification bell. That really helps my channel. Thank you, everybody. Goodbye.